I'm here in the affluent area of Dumont, New Jersey, home to Danimo, a family-run Italian restaurant.
Right after Newark Airport, Gordon Ramsay might be the second worst thing to happen to New Jersey. In this episode, he rushes in like a hurricane, where his destruction is a mix of crappy comedy and used-up puns, and when it leaves, all that's left is insurance claims or bankruptcy for the restaurant in Gordon's case. Oh, and I wanted to send a shout-out to my first 2 subscribers. Thanks for the support on this long and lonely road.
My husband and I own Danimo with our 3 sons, Antonio, Vito, and Vincent.
The kids in this family all have very different personality traits, and as you'll soon find out, Antonio is pretty much the only kid that cares to make his parents' restaurant a success. I'll let you take a wild guess at what profession Dumb and Dumber, Vito and Vincent chose to dedicate their lives to.
I was a police officer in Hoboken for 26 years, and I retired as a police lieutenant, but I don't know anything about restaurants. Here you guys go.
Wow, that's not table 5, bro. That's table 4.
The person that's keeping this business afloat is Antonio.
This seems to be a recurring theme on Kitchen Nightmares and is perhaps a widespread problem in the restaurant industry as a whole. I don't know anything about running a restaurant, or cooking, or buying the correct ingredients. But what the hell, I'll spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and figure it out. It can't be that hard, right? Perhaps it's the reason why the majority of restaurants fail in their first year of business. The cherry on top of this diarrhea cake is that Melissa expects her 22-year-old son to run the entire business. Kids are a good source of cheap labor.
We've waited an hour, and now we're going to wait again.
You let me know how I could make it up to you.
Can you turn back time?
I wish I could.
The look on this woman's face says it all.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
No good? Something wrong with the plans, I don't know. Something wrong with this. I don't know what the hell she's doing tonight, but she's having an off night.
Francesca is the head chef in the kitchen.
Can you guys tell me what I want at table 17?
To work with her, definitely not easy.
As I started watching this episode, I really wanted to blame Francesca for everything that is going wrong with the restaurant, but there are 2 things holding me back that lead me to believe she's an excellent chef. 1, she's overweight. Someone once told me to never trust a skinny chef, and I'm sticking by that. And secondly, she has an Italian accent.
Oh, mi scusi. Mi scusi.
I went to culinary school in Sicily, and I open places in New Jersey all the time. Okay, I'm working in this business for 21 years, but Melissa and Antonio don't know nothing about restaurant.
I kind of agree that Melissa appears to be a Neanderthal working in this business. Antonio, unfortunately, is under a lot of pressure with his mom being incompetent and all, but I'll let you decide whether the kid is to blame or not.
We really need help. It was supposed to be me, Antonio, Vito, Vincent, all kind of working together, but really, Vito and Vincent, forget about it.
Is that a good forget about it? Like,
If something is the greatest thing in the world, like me and get those peppers, forget about it.
or is it bad?
Like a Lincoln is better than a Cadillac, forget about it.
All right, you ready? I'm Vito, I'm Vincent, and we're in no.
What do you do for DeVivo?
Nothing. Absolutely. We do nothing for people. Instead of being here, I do social media.
God bless Melissa for thinking these 2 salamis would step up and help with the family business. As a mother, she was probably blind to the fact that she raised boys with the combined IQ of a calzone. Researching their TikToks has perhaps caused me irreversible brain damage.
How about you guys help me out?
What am I gonna help you with? With what?
Anything.
Make pizza? I don't even know how to make pizza. Slave over oven.
What's wrong with this lady? She expects me to make pizza for all these peasants. Next, she's gonna ask me to come eat Sunday dinner in that box she calls a house. In all seriousness, I don't think someone the age of Tony, Vito, and Vincent should be given this much responsibility without first gaining some real-world experience in a restaurant, if that's what actually interested them, which is definitely not the case for Vito and Vincent. Before Gordon arrives at the restaurant, Melissa asks to have a little powwow and give her version on why the business is flopping. From past episodes, I've only seen this request when owners are trying to deflect blame onto others before Gordon gets in there and starts yelling at everyone for being incompetent.
It was supposed to be a family restaurant, so my 3 older ones were like, don't worry, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Antonio's the oldest, he's 22. Antonio taught himself how to make the pizza, then we couldn't find a manager. Right. So Antonio doubles as both. But I feel like Antonio is so stressed that he's overwhelmed.
What a lazy kid. All he does is manage the restaurant and make a couple of pizzas in his spare time. Why isn't he doing the taxes, giving me pedicures, and running a successful drop shipping business at the same time? Kids these days. We've finally made it to my favorite part of the video where Gordon absolutely shits on everything from the food to decor before he starts tearing into the staff for being a bunch of no good, incompetent losers that would be more successful at dancing for quarters than running a restaurant.
Look at that monstrosity.
The boys wanted to make it a little bit more social media friendly.
Someone puked on the wall.
Social media friendly would be something where people would want to take a picture and not a place where you feel like taking a leak like in the New York subway.
What's your name?
Giuseppe, I'll be your server for tonight.
Excellent.
I'm just my typical Italian server, so I make people enjoy themselves and break the ice, make them feel comfortable, make them feel home.
Giuseppe. Oh,
Yes.
A little pirouette there. I love that. Dinner and a show. Let's order, shall we?
I'm Italian. The passion, the feeling, that's what it is, the facts.
Not gonna lie, I like Giuseppe. He's exactly what I expect to see in an Italian restaurant.
Thank you. See.
How you doing?
And this is Antonio. Go on, you're going to see, bud. Thank you.
Buon appetito.
Okay, fine.
I'm just dropping this to you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's actually quite nice, the minestrone.
Well, slap me and call me stupid. This is probably the first dish in history that Gordon actually likes, but don't worry, here comes some...
Bad news again, yes?
The mozzarella tastes terrible. It's almost like it's synthetic.
A face full of disgust and frowning is more along the lines of what I was expecting and what we demand when tuning into a show led by this British beefcake.
Calamari al guazzetto.
Let's see. Calamari tastes like elastic bands, cherry tomatoes, not even cooked. There's just no flavor.
This dish doesn't look too bad to me, but keep in mind, looks can be deceiving and you can be surprised in the most unexpected situations.
And meatballs in bread bowl.
Thank you. $22 for that. Looks like an implant gone wrong. Wowza. Meatballs taste cold.
Obviously, the next focus should be where the food is actually coming from, the kitchen. Even though it would be easy to blame the chef, I don't think it's that cut and dry in this case.
I'm so upset right now. Everything around is frozen. I want a more high quality of food, and this is not happening.
An artist can only produce quality art when they have the proper set of tools to work with. Francesca is rightfully upset as this reflects bad on her professionally, and even though she might have a say on what purchase orders to make, the final decision on cost lies with Melissa, which ultimately leads to frozen crap being stocked in the kitchen.
I know your food is good.
It's not good because we don't have the good ingredients, so it's not really good.
Francesca has 21 years of experience, and even though she is telling Melissa the food isn't any good, Melissa thinks spewing out compliments to the chef will suddenly change reality. Have you ever met someone that just doesn't accept reality? Gordon now meets with the team to delicately and compassionately tell them what was wrong with the food.
Man, this place is a nightmare. Pizzas. The middle was soggy, the outside was crispy, and the mozzarella was just processed.
I love how serious the background music used is to describe how plasticky the cheese is.
Antonio, go buy whatever you gotta buy.
You buy the ingredients, and so you manage, you run the pizzas, and you buy all the stock. How does that make you feel?
Like I'm drowning, I guess.
And Antonio, you're here 6 days a week.
Yes, sir.
My heart goes out to this kid who's trying his best to help out his family business, but he obviously has too much weight on his shoulders as a result of the expectations his parents put on him. If only he had siblings to put in even half the effort he dedicates, the business could definitely succeed.
Well, you got brothers on social media. One of them's got millions of followers. What does he do to support the restaurant socially?
Every once in a while,
He'll
he'll
post once.
Once a week?
No, in a blue moon.
Does he understand the jeopardy?
Yeah, but I don't know if he really cares about it. I'm not sure.
He's your brother, for God's sake.
Yeah.
With millions of followers, Vulgar Vito and Valueless Vincent can't even be bothered to help their brother and parents out by giving a shout out or doing something like a food review. I understand the need for boys in their 20s to break out and do their own thing. Luckily, they're not a nuisance to the business, coming in to disturb the kitchen and disrupt service. Can you tell where I'm going with this?
Vince,
Yeah, ma.
are you with Vito?
I am. Why? What's up?
Oh, I need you to make your way to the restaurant.
I guess. I mean, I was about to run to the mall. So what do I do?
Okay, so what you do is you don't go to the mall now, you stop being a moron, and you come here, understand?
All right.
Melissa, this is where I tell you that you'd be better off letting them go to the mall. But here they come. Oh no, that's just a couple of trash cans.
Those bulls around here, bro.
Come in, make them cook our when it's packed. We don't give
Especially when it's busy, we gotta get in there. I'm starving, bro. I've ate all day.
At least they didn't start beating their meat in the dining room and recording it for TikTok. It's a good start, I guess.
We need espresso and then a pizza. Pizza.
What was that?
Espresso for them.
Put that down, that's way more important.
What are we doing, dude?
That's the most douchey reaction that I totally expected from these Jersey pickled eggplants.
Where the fuck do you get the balls?
Gordon yells at me, I'm busting his balls right back. I'm not taking from that guy.
Nah, yeah. I'm gonna take the loaves of bread in half.
Indian sandwich.
But what you can't come in here, dude, go out.
Yeah. And that's what we do.
So clearly they're disrupting the business and being a bunch of jackasses, likely trying to grow their clout. But when Gordon explains that their parents are up to their eyeballs in debt, you can see a real look of concern on their faces for about 2 seconds.
All right, got it, buddy.
Get out of here, bro.
We now move on to the part where Gordon runs through the kitchen and starts flipping over everything until he finds what filth lurks beneath. And let me tell you, there's always something lurking. I'm always surprised how these people can't even make the effort to watch one old episode of Kitchen Nightmares and clean the place up a bit before the British Bulldog arrives. Every time Gordon uncovers something, he makes sure to tell everyone that it's the filthiest, nastiest, and worst run place he's ever seen. At the current rate, I expect Gordon to start finding dead bodies in the freezer in a couple of episodes.
I honestly have never seen a new business so dysfunctional so early. Have you given up? You cook and you operate a kitchen like it.
Does Melissa give a shit?
No,
Do Vito and Vincent give a shit?
no,
And finally, is Jamie Oliver a good cook?
no.
Gordon talks to the boys and convinces them to use the power they have on social media with all those followers and help the family business in whatever way they can. The boys seem confused on what to answer at times.
You love your mum, right?
No, absolutely not.
What in the
Yes.
But that's to be expected when you're someone that thinks the sun is only hot in the daytime. This episode concludes fairly quickly with Gordon's team remodeling the restaurant and menu. Even the butt boys chip in and pump out a couple of TikToks of them acting dumber than you could imagine. Ultimately, the culinary cowboy and the power of 3 TikToks wasn't enough to save the restaurant, and they went out of business about a year later. All we can hope for now is that this whole ordeal brought the family closer together and brought these 2 pecorinos to rehab. I hope you enjoyed my rant and consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel.